Well, I said I was done for the day for streaming, but not streaming, but rather making videos. And well, this happened last night, and I want to do a video on it. What's up, y'all? It's your boy. I'm back, and today I'm gonna go over the Isle roadmap. A video I neglected to get done, but I'm gonna do the second one because I can. So I don't want to get into any useless bullcrap, so let's just get straight into it. So let's look at the Isle roadmap version 2. Let's get started. First we got is update number 2, or as I like to call it, nothing, because it's just update 2 is here for the title. It's nothing interesting, okay? I'm sorry, it was a little rushed. So guys, if you don't know, but the first thing we actually are getting in this update is a mechanic. One that I thought we weren't gonna get at all until a while, but we're getting the bleeding mechanic, which is pretty cool. Which is supposed to act more. It's like, and this time the bleeding is very, very deadly. It more goes up to your stats. It kind of affects your stats, and the way how it works is the more bleed you get, the breather you get, it just screws up everything in your body. And then when you're at 100% bleed, you are toast. That is basically the way how it works. Another thing we're also getting in this update is, if you guys don't know, but apparently we might have debunked that whole little secret card thing on the roadmap. So whatever, like the transmission one with all the question marks and stuff, apparently that is going to be a human structure to some degree, something to do with the human activity. We don't know what it is, what could be for a human structure, but what we do know is that it's some sort of something, it's some sort of something to do with humans and buildings and stuff, which is really cool because I love to go into one of those things, interact with them and with the dinosaurs and be a good time. Not only that, but we're also going to be getting another mechanic, similar to the... It's something to do with, meat and everything, which is cool because we are going to be getting meat chunks. So if you guys don't know, but meat chunks in the Isle are basically if you go up to a corpse, if something killed it, for example, you are what would be a good example? A Troodon, yeah. If you were a Troodon and there's a raptor just killed something, you would run up, grab the meat, and run away, and you have a nice little meal. Pretty simple, but it's good to see that they're coming to the game really soon, which I'm pretty hyped for, so yeah. But Update 2 would not be complete without its playables. We have actually 3 different playables. One of them is a brand new one, the other are 2 returning old faces. The first one, as you all know, is my boy the Carnotaurus. He's coming back here, bigger, stronger, and better. We had the Hypsilophodon, which is a new face to the Isle, who's also pretty cool as well, like a mini Dryo, if you would say. And a surprise, we're actually getting the Stegosaurus, my other big main boy, in as a playable as well. Originally, he was going to come as AI, but they figured, hey, he's pretty complete already. Let's just make him playable and, make the fans happy. So yeah, that is all of Update 2. I will leave you guys off with these videos, these 3 videos of the 3 playables and some of their special abilities, so then you guys can check out what they can do. We had the Carno Charge, the Stegosaurus Impale, and the Hypsilophodon Jump. So enjoy these, and we will be back here with Update 3 in just a second. We're going to keep this nice and brief, but we're going to get to update 3. Not much has changed in here, so yeah, let's go over this. So, update Umero Trace is coming into the game, or number 3, if you don't know what Spanish is, if you're not bilingual. But yeah, update 3 has changed a little bit. There is still the fish, which is good because it's supposed to be the fishing update where we get our first bit of fish. We're going to only get the schooling fish. The elite fish have to wait for now, but they will make a return sometime in the near future. Also, we have only now 2 playables. And the good thing is, they are the 2 ones that we actually want to play and, have fun with, which is the pterodactyl, or pterodon. I said it the wrong way the first time. I am very sorry, dino nerds. And also, we have the Deinosuchus, the fearsome crocodile himself. Unfortunately, the Bipaosaurus and the Suchomimus were removed from this list, or this update, because it seems like they want to push this update right before Christmas, so we can get it in the December season, in the holiday season as well, or whatever you want to call it. Which I totally respect why, and they probably would have been finished before them, and I'd much rather have the, the Dino and the Terra first than, having 2 giant carnivores and, all the extra jets, but hopefully we'll get to see them eventually soon. But that's really it for update number 3. Nothing really new, just 2 things got removed and, well, I guess 3 things because of the elite fish. But anyway, we're going to move on to update 3. Not update 3, what am I talking about? Update 4. Alright, see you then. Alright, moving on to update 4. Run while you can. You won't get far. I don't know why all these titles sound really weird, but I made them, so never mind. Alright. Here we go. Update number 4. Let's go over update 4. So, the first thing we got in update 4 is our brand new UI overhaul. This thing, I've seen pictures of it. I'll pull up a screen of different pictures of it. It looks so good. Oh my goodness. It honestly looks so much better than it was before. It's so good. Now it can be able to, you can see what kind of animal you are, the growth you got, pretty much everything you really need to know. It looks great. You can see the other creatures that are in the server. You can also see and get the Discord link, because there's a Discord button that, if you press it, get towards the link of the server. Oh my god, it looks beautiful. I love it. But also we have the perk system, which I am very excited for. I didn't even know this thing was coming in update 4, but it is. The description says, as players progress through their various growth milestones, they'll have the option to select between a variety of perks designed to support a varied playstyle. This mechanic sets the foundations for further perk functionality with upcoming diet and elder systems. We'll get to that in a second. We're not in a second, we're later. But I'm glad that we're going to get something like this, because it's pretty cool, to get like a reward like, oh, what if you grow fast or something like that, which is obviously always great, because everything in the isle takes way too freaking long to grow. But yeah, I'm super excited about that, and it's going to be really cool with the perk system. The final mechanic in here, and will lead you into our playable, is the fracture system. The description reads, snap, crackle, pop. Fractures are going to be splintering their way into the game. Gone are the days of the often infuriating bone break mechanic of the old that was in many ways an automatic death sentence. Thank goodness they actually addressed that, because T-Rex bone break, it is absolutely annoying. Further on. Fractures have a range from mild to severe, hindering your character accordingly, but also have more ways to be both applied and mitigated than you ever expected. I am wondering how the fractures are going to work. I feel like there's going to be certain animals that are going to have fractures, like the Anki, I feel like will have one too, and our little favorite friend here, the playable Pachycephalosaurus. Yes, the Pachy is coming as a playable creature, and it is pretty damn cool. And one thing I do want to address is, look at his face. Why is the Pachy so angry? What did we do to you, good sir? He probably is pissed because he wasn't really good in a legacy, but hopefully he's getting the love and attention he deserves in Evrima, which he is in fact getting. which is great, because Packy is quite a fun creature to play. The description reads for Packy, known not just for its headstrong attitude, but its literal dome-shaped skull. This thick-headed herbivore can cause quite the dent. This makes the Pachycephalosaurus the perfect playable to make its Evrima debut alongside the Fracture mechanic. So I'm excited to see that these guys are going to be able to have this. I feel like having Bone Break for Packy is a great idea for it to have. I wonder how good the Bone Break though is going to be though for Packy. I mean, seeing Bone Break on T-Rex, I wouldn't be that, you know, surprised if Packy had that same Bone Break too. But that is all for update number 4. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to update number 5. We're picking up the pace here, boys. It's time to head to probably my personal favorite one out of all of them. Alright, the next update we have is update 5, the Clash of the Titans. Alright everyone, update number 5, numero 5. So, in this update, we got some amazing stuff, and this is probably one of my favorite updates, probably the third out of my 3 that I like. What we get in this update is we're going to start off with the first mechanic, which is the diet system, which is something I've been waiting anxiously for this in this game. The diet system, if you don't know, is a really cool system. Let the description say it for itself. The diet system ushers in an entirely new way to play. The food you will eat will no longer only vary the situation or the saturation, but also in effect, both good and bad. Growing at a steady rate will require your species to eat selectively to travel great distances to find the best meals. Will you focus on maximizing your growth rate with a balanced diet, or do you rather prefer for more something exotic for a diet that can lead you to unexpected results? We're going to get to those unexpected results and debunk them probably later on in this video. But yeah, man, I always love playing nomadic in the Isle, and this is a humongous thing for nomadic, or being nomadic in the Isle. Obviously, you know, if you're going to have like a nesting site, you know, you're gonna have to travel large distances away from your family or your nest to make sure you can actually accompany yourself and make sure you can actually stay alive along with your offspring and stuff like that. And it's gonna look so cool with herbivores. You know, you're gonna have to go to a certain plant. With carnivores, you're gonna go after a certain animal. Oh, it's gonna look so cool when it's completely done. And this will be in update 5, so hopefully it will not be a long wait. Up next is the gore. Finally, we're going to be getting our gore, which is really cool. And it has been upgraded from the ground up, really. But now, unlike, you know, just having like a carcass laying on the ground, you know, just looking right there and everything like that, we're actually now going to have skeletons. I'll put up some images of some skeletons and skulls we have gotten, but when an animal dies, you're going to just see its skeleton plucker with me and all this other extra stuff left by the carnivore or whatever that killed it, which I am incredibly excited for, which is going to look awesome. But anyway, let's read the description, shall we? Our gore features will include all the blood, viscera, intestines, and horror you can stomach, or not. It's depending on your constitution. It's okay to look away. So yes, this means, guys, that we are going to be getting some pretty fancy gore, if you know what I mean. This is going to be very cool. So the cool thing is here, guys, we will be getting our next big medium carnivore this update. We will be getting the fan favorite Ceratosaurus, who, if you don't know, who's actually supposed to coincide with the gore and who plays a major role with it. Let's read about him, shall we? The Ceratosaurus is a stout carnivore, easily recognizable by its distinct nasal horns and astonishing robust digestive system that allows it to feed upon the most protrusive carcasses without incurring any negative side effects. So this really means that Ceratosaurus here is gonna be really the garbage can of the Isle. Like, it's gonna be eating every single thing that it can find, which is pretty cool. Like, I feel like that Ceratosaurus, I mean, being more of a brawler type creature, is cool and all, but I think being the garbage disposal of the aisle is really cool too. Now, this wouldn't be an update with Ceratosaurus, but without the Magyarosaurus as our other playable for the herbivore side this time around. And Maggie has been really underrated and like labeled like, oh, this is a bad animal. Oh, it's not gonna do anything. Well, my friend, I'm here to prove you wrong. Even though I, kind of agree with everyone else that Maggie probably not gonna be anything special, I do think that Maggie will have some tricks up its sleeve to be good. Here's why. Because we're gonna read the description here, because that's really the answer. Alright, let's go do that now. This sauropod is able to eat food without the reach of other animals, allowing it to thrive in areas other herbivores wouldn't. Don't let its smaller size fool you. It has a disposition as unsavory as its taste. Now hold on there. There's a little bit to unpack there. First of all, I believe what they mean by its taste is, I believe certain animals will be only able to eat this animal. So really, if you're something like a Ute-raptor or a Carno, you're not going to really be hunting this thing as your main source of food, right? So you probably wouldn't want to eat it because it could harm you. But for something like Cerato, which is an animal which can eat every sort of meat in the entire game, it can hunt Magyarosaurus, which is a weakness to the animal. So honestly, like I said earlier, why people think Maggie sucks, this is a huge advantage because Maggie can probably avoid apexes such as things like T-Rex or Spinosaurus or even Giganotosaurus, farther than any other creature, because why would an apex kill an animal that they can't even eat? And I believe this whole business about it being able to reach food that no other animal can reach is mostly probably either he's tall enough where he can stand up on both hind legs and eat from trees, or he's able to, like Cerato, eat many different kinds of different meats, but rather plants that this guy can digest. That counts either way as a buff. Alright, that was my little discussion about the Magyarosaurus and how I think it might be viable and not something that no one's going to want to play. But anyway, let's move on to Update 6. This one is probably another one of my favorites as well, because we got some cool stuff here. Alright, Update 6, Night Terrors. This is the update that will bring the true fear. Alright, Update 6 is now on the spotlight, and this one is quite the doozy and probably the most terrifying, if you couldn't tell by the little thumbnail right in the beginning. Anyway, let's begin here. So the first thing we're getting is the long-awaited day and night cycle, which I've been waiting for a long damn time. I love the day and night cycle, the way how everything functions in video games, and it's getting improved and it's gonna look so much better than what it did in Legacy. I'm so excited. But anyway, let's go ahead and read the description about the day and night cycle, shall we? And plus night vision. Implementing the day and night cycle into Evrima alongside revamped night vision, with a focus of keeping nighttime intimidating but also interesting and engaging to play through. So they're making it where we're gonna want to play through it, and where we're gonna want to run around and have fun with them, with everything, which is gonna be freaking sweet. So if you guys remember us talking about bleed in the background, we're gonna go over its counterpart that is not similar to it, but rather a completely different status effect: venom and poison, or toxins in general. This is something that a lot of, or a small amount of animals will have, but they're very interesting in general, and I'm really interested to see how venom would play out. Let's read about it, shall we? Our full swing implementation of all things toxic. This feature is dripping with stomach turning, damage dealing, and mind altering nastiness. We recommend you to choose your food wisely and huddle together when night falls, for your own good. So yeah, this is a very interesting sort of mechanic, if you would say, like mind altering. So are you able to actually trip while you're poisoned or you have venom in your veins? I don't know, this is very interesting. I would love to hear more about this, and I'm interested to hear more. So I guess we move on to the playables that actually use this venom, and they're not just these two. Remember guys, there's going to be at least 3 or maybe a little bit more than them, not just doing this whole venom situation thing. The first creature we have in update 6 is a fan favorite and a very highly requested animal in this entire game, and that is the Troodon. The little man, the not man but rather dinosaur that will come up to you and who will bite you and he will do many things to you. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's read his description here. This nimble critter, while not particularly dangerous on its own, it can be quite problematic for a wide variety of creatures when operating in a coordinated group, or pack if you would say, through the use of their venomous bite. Keep your wits about you. Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. This creature is known to mimic certain noises. Ooh, fun. So I think the niche of venom through all the different animals that have venom, I think they use it in a variety of different ways. Like, so Troodon here, it seems like that they make it to where if you hear calls from them, it's from your herd, right? Of your mimicry, probably, if you bite someone, or probably if you don't even do that either way. But something's up here. I think I can debunk this, and if I do, I can actually probably make a video for y'all so that I can see and probably answer what is going on with the venom here with Troodon and our other little friend here, which we'll talk about right now. Oh, and before I even go to talk about the other playable, please listen to these calls. They're by far the best things I've ever heard in any of the Isle. I know, those calls are so good. But anyway guys, this is not the only animal that we're getting, as I just said. We are actually getting also the famous, infamous Dilophosaurus. A very hated animal amongst the community, and because of his monster amount of bleeding, crazy good night vision, and I believe a lot of people are not going to be happy when I read this guy's info, so let's do it now while we can, you know, hopefully have a good idea how this guy can work. Significantly larger than the Troodon, the Dilophosaurus is a predator that favors nocturnal hunting, equipped with an exceptional good night vision and a nasty venomous bite, which is, if it inflicted after sunset, will leave you wondering what's real and what's not. So I think this is the venom. I think his venom is more not meant to kill you, but rather to get you confused by tripping you out with, you know, in a drug kind of way. Like, I feel like his venom's very drug-like to get you high, and then when you're high, you're easier to kill, if you get what I'm trying to say. I do have to say though, having Dilophosaurus is going to be really good to take care of Utahraptors, since they're pretty much the equal opposite, except though Dillo's 100 times better. Anyway guys, that is the end of this update of the roadmap. Now we move on to update number 7. It is time for update 7. Love is in the air. Well, because, you know, the Oviraptors are addicted to, well, you know, eggs. And since there's nesting and stuff, you know, let's just move on. So if it wasn't clear by now, you can already tell that nesting has been moved here because of the Oviraptor, and the nesting is there. Well, so yeah, the nesting has returned. I'm not going to talk about it because, you know, it already has been talked about, and the same goes for the Oviraptor, so I guess I'll show off both right here. Because, you know, Oviraptor be egg thief and stuff. But one thing that is different though in this update is dimorphism, which we weren't, you know, gonna have in the original nesting update, but we're having dimorphism in here. I guess I can read about to you guys. Dimorphism is the systematic differences in form between individuals of different sex in the same species. In the context of the game, this will result in the aesthetic differences between the male and female animals. Some may vary differently. So what that really means is, like, for example, let's look at the Tyrannosaurus here, for example. As you see here, there's a male and female, but there's nothing really that changes between both of them. But look through at the para, male and female. As you guys can see, the female looks slightly smaller, and for some reason, the male's bigger, I guess? I mean, I'm fine with that, but You can also see that the female's crest is more bent down, where the male's is a lot more widened up, or, you know, taller, if you would say. But guys, that is not the only thing we have today. We have also in this update the Gallimimus, the immortal kickin' chicken, if we would say. So let's read about him, because he's really interesting. The Gallimimus relies primarily on its high speed and movability to keep itself alive against pursuing threats. Yeah, we know, he's practically immortal when he's full grown. I mean, he's probably going to be immortal as well in Evrima, even with that tight term. While its diet primarily consists of vegetation, the Gallimimus is an omnivore, allowing it to feed upon the eggs of other dinosaurs. So I feel like this is also, I mean, this could be entirely unique, but I feel like this is also based off of a meme. I don't know if it's official or not, but I feel like it is, because if you don't know, but the Gallimimus is very similar to something called the Struthiomimus from Land Before Time, and the Struthiomimus were very addicted on eggs. So yeah, I feel like that the Gallimimus eating eggs is something to do with the eggs from the Land Before Time. Yes, I know that joke is getting old, but I don't care. Alright, we have the final update, which is Update 8, Creative Fashionable Colors. So this entire update is really just fashion, if you think about it. For example, the first mechanic we actually have, and the only mechanic, this is though, and before I say anything, this is kind of a smaller update, kind of like how Update 3 is kind of smaller now. But this adds in the very awesome skin mechanic, which I'm very excited for, and which I always love decorating my dinosaurs. But I'm not going to put the thing at all. I'll do that, but I'm going to do it for the two dinosaurs that are in here. But all you really need to know is that there's more options. You know, you make your character look cooler. You know, it's just more and improved from what it was back in Legacy. That's all you really need to know. So one out of these new dinosaurs is, actually no, both dinosaurs are very colorful indeed, but we're going to go over the first one, and is actually probably the one I'm one of the most hyped for in the entire Evrima build, and that is the Kentrosaurus, a smaller stegosaurian that is covered in spikes. And also his skin looks really damn cool. It's very yellowish and brown, and so that is very nice. Anyway, let's look at his description here. The Kentrosaurus is a small stegosaurian that is shyer than its more robust cousin, but definitely is no less formidable. Armed with a mirage of spikes and a whirl of its tail, or a well-timed shoulder bash attack, could spell the bloody demise for the careless. Oh, poor Utahraptors. If you are going to tell, Stegosaurus is going to, or not, my bad, Kentrosaurus is going to be quite the badass. I'm very excited to, you know, play as him, and oh man, it's gonna be a lot of fun. But it's not just Kentrosaurus that we're getting, but we got a surprise reveal of the brand new Herrerasaurus, and oh my god, this guy looks fantastic. Oh, he looks so good. He honestly looks a lot like an iguana or an anole, which a lot of people are saying, and I think that's what inspired his special ability, which we're gonna get into right now. The Herrerasaurus is one of the island's more colorful inhabitants. At first glance, it may not seem that as threatening as some of the other carnivores, but is no less equipped with a to devastate the unexpected. Sorry about that. If you find yourself in a dense jungle, don't forget to look up. Yeah, that's right. Herrerasaurus will be able to climb. Is what this is hinting at. Now, there's another ability apparently that's going around the block, and that is apparently Herrera will have chameleon abilities where he's able to camouflage himself. I don't know how true that is. I have heard it before, but I don't know. It sounds pretty cool too. I think Herrerasaurus might be pretty viable and a very cool choice for them to bring in the game. Let me know what you guys think too, you know? So this is pretty much my breaking point. This is as far as I've been editing for. Oh my god, it's been taking so long. But there's still a little bit more, so I'm going to make this into an honorable mentions segment right here. And this is just really me just going to go over, you know, what, just some honorable mentions. And the first one I think we should bring up is the new Giga model. I'd say this thing looks goddamn cool. This is on the dev blog. I'll probably do a video on the dev blog. I'm not too sure, but I do want to bring this up just in case if I don't. But it does look fantastic. So yeah, I love how he's all jacked up and he almost like has shoulder pads on and armor. Oh, it looks so nice. Another one I want to bring up is the smaller map, which is most likely going to be New Thenya, which has been brought up in the roadmap. I'll put the roadmap link in the description below so then you guys can follow it and look at the progress and stuff. I also want to bring up the elite fish. There's like musky lungs, catfish, the ancient coelacanth, and etc. But one I do want to go over right now is the elder system, because this might change the game entirely. The elders are apparently, you know, we all know what the elders can do. You know, they're really, really, really strong. They're just overpowered when you get them, and then over time they start getting weaker. But apparently it seems that you can try, if you have your skills up to the point where they are in the skill point system, you can get yourself from an elder to something even more terrifying. And what is more terrifying than a hypo or a hyper strain? I think that's the way how they're going to do it. And if so, I think that'd be really cool to have like a limited time hypo, or why am I calling it hypo? Hyper running around the map killing everyone. That's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, guys, that is all I have for you today. This video took so much effort to make, but I'm glad I actually have a roadmap video out, because I meant to do one last time, and, well, it didn't really work out that well. But yeah, this is the best I could have done, so I hope you all enjoy this video. Make sure to go ahead and like this video. I would really appreciate it, and subscribe if you are new. Make sure to ring the bell to be notified when videos get uploaded and when I go live, and make sure to go ahead into the description below and join the Ski Lodge by going to the Discord Lodge. You can do that, or you can follow the Twitch Lodge, which we have live streams over there every single Thursday night, and whenever I have time to do other Twitch streams. But no, guys, again, thank you guys so much for watching. I love y'all, I appreciate y'all, and I will see you all on the next video. Cheers, fellas. Oh god, I'm tired. And you know what? Let's go ahead and play the old Ski Boys outro. I gotta use that more often. I wonder what happens when I snap my fingers. What?